Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to update your modded Nexus XP from the N2G47H, so that is the April build of Android, to the N2G47O, which is the May security update. Now you can see here I am on the N2G47H down in the bottom left corner, and the build number here, just a little hard to see, and I'll be showing you how to update your phone that has been modded, say for example rooted or has the pixel mod, whatever you have on there, and I'll be showing you how to kind of transfer that onto the new version without losing any of your data like we usually do. So today we're going to be using Flashfire, a tool made by Chainfire. It allows a rooted phone to pretty much flash images without the need of a computer. Hello Spider. Okay, so basically I'll be showing you how to do that using Flashfire, and since there is a bootloader update, I will need to show you how to do that using Fastboot, and that'll be at the end. It is optional, but of course recommended. So let's head over to the downloads here, if I can switch the screens. So basically we'll need to download the factory image for our Nexus device here, and pretty much that is just as usual. We're going to go over to the developers.google.com website here with the Android images. We're going to go down to Angular for Nexus 6P. We're going to scroll down until we can find, here it is, the N2G47O of May 2017. Click on this blue link and download it. Now I recommend downloading most of these on your computer, especially if you plan on doing the bootloader update. Otherwise you can do everything or download everything on your phone, and there isn't really much of a difference. So now here we have, we're going to be talking about the optional packages, so such as the full pixel mod, which has already been updated here on the Gerald_F thread here made by on the XDA developers forum. This is the same one I linked in my previous video installing the pixel mod. So here it is, it's already updated, so you can definitely download that over at the Android file host link here, just under the downloads. And of course, if you don't want the tinted nav bar add-on, you download this one as well. So the other thing you want to know, or want to have, is that if you're using Magisk and not SuperSU, or as a matter of fact, any other super user out there, you're going to need to download the Magisk flashable zip here. So just scroll down a little bit until we get to the downloads, the latest Magisk, and you want to download that as well, only if you're using Magisk. So these are what I'm going to call the optional packages here. So you can see I've downloaded 3 of them. I have the factory image here, I have the full pixel mod, and I have the Magisk zip file here to flash. And basically from here we are going to copy all these files, or just the ones that you need. I'll be copying the factory image and the Magisk flashable zip over to our phone to flash in Flashfire. If you're using SuperSU, you just need to copy the factory image, and if you want to keep the pixel mod, you'll want to copy that over as well to your phone. So pretty much that is all it from the computer until we reach the end where we want to update our bootloader. So now I'm going to be showing you how to do it using Flashfire, and there'll be 2 ways of doing it. I'll split it up into SuperSU, or people using SuperSU, people using Magisk, and those that want the pixel mod as well. So the light just changed, and you'll probably see it now when I switch back over to the camera. So I do apologize about that, but hopefully you can still see everything quite well. I don't know why my light does that. So we want to open up Flashfire, and from there we can, it'll give itself root access, or once it's already done so, and we'll be greeted with this. So make sure you got everything copied over that you need, and now these are the steps here. I've got them written out. Sorry about the light, it decided to kill itself again. So right now, this is what both people need to do, or both our groups. So if you're using SuperSU or Magisk, you'll need to do this. So this is for everyone. So you're going to press plus, go over to Flash Firmware Package, and this is where you want to locate where the factory image is. Now I'm just going to locate it under the ADM folder, and there it is, the N2G47O. And from this selection, what you want to do, and by the way, I think I've already done this before, so that's why it loaded up really quickly. Now, if this is your first time, you'll be seeing something that is scanning the archive, and that could take anywhere from like maybe about 30 seconds to a minute. And so what you want to do is kind of wait for that to happen, and then you'll see the screen. So I apologize about that. But here, once you get to this screen, so pause the video if you haven't, but once you get to this screen, make sure you just uncheck recovery, and you can leave everything else. Now this is where I'd like to say that if you came from the N2G47H, basically you can uncheck or make sure that modem firmware is unchecked as well, because the radio hasn't updated since the previous build and in this latest build here. But if you're before the N2G47H, say you're on Marshmallow or even 7.0 Nougat, you'll probably want to update the modem firmware as well to match the latest version here. So as long as you got boot, system and vendor checked, that should be mostly what you need, because you can flash the modem firmware or the radio image using fastboot anyway, which I can show you at the very end of this video. So once you have these three checked, press the little tick button here. So now one more thing you need to change here for everyone is you want to go to the reboot menu, tap on Bootloader, and you can also uncheck Preserve Recovery. So that is because we're not really flashing an OTA, nor are we? Yeah, we're not flashing an OTA, so we don't need to put in the stock recovery and then reflash it with the TWRP recovery. So now here is what everyone needs to do that is using SuperSU. So if you plan on using SuperSU and keep on using SuperSU, basically what you want to do is leave everroot checked like that, and that's about it. For those using Magisk now, so if you're fine on using SuperSU, you can stop here. If you're using Magisk, this is what you'll need to do. You need to tap on everroot and uncheck inject SuperSU, and then what you want to do is press the plus button, add a zip or OTA, or flash a zip or OTA, and locate wherever your Magisk flashable zip is. Now I have it in Magisk Manager, and it's version 12 as of making this video. For here, we don't need to check anything because basically it doesn't require anything. Let's just say we'll auto mount there, but I have tried it without checking that auto mount option, and it does work just fine. And also one more thing we'll also want to do is, for those wanting to keep the pixel mod or install it for the first time, you can add the pixel mod zip here. Now I'm not going to actually carry out doing that, but I'll show you how to do it anyway, and these are the options you will need when you choose to flash the pixel mod. So you want to press the plus button again, and then tap on flash the zip or OTA, locate your pixel mod. Let's see if I still have it. If not, I'll probably have to substitute it with another zip file. Let me just go on my downloads. Okay, let's for example, this is our pixel mod, although it's not. When you want to add your pixel mod, you want to make sure that mount system read and write is checked like that, and then tap on the little tick, and you can see the well, my quote-unquote pixel mod is added here, and make sure it has the mount system read and write checked as well. That is very important, otherwise the pixel mod probably won't flash unless because inside the pixel mod zip it actually tells the recovery to mount the system partition. So say what you want, but I think this is probably the safest way, or the best way of doing it, so you don't have to do it again. And so that means once you're all ready and everything is selected that you want, configured the way you want it to be, you can scroll down and press the flash button. But for me, I'm going to remove that pixel mod entry. You can just do it by swiping away, and once everything is okay for you, please double check everything here, and then what you want to do is press the flash button, tap on OK, and this will start, I guess, extracting images and flashing those images to the respective partitions. This will roughly take about, I'd say, about 4 minutes, so it's not too long, and it's all on your device anyway, so I guess without the need of a computer really. So once this is done, your phone should reboot into the bootloader like we've set in Flashfire near the first steps, and basically from there we'll be able to update the bootloader and or radio, and I'll show you how to do that pretty much now. So while this is flashing, we're going to do a little bit of multitasking here. So I'm going to switch to another view where we get both our phone and our computer, just so we can see what's going on both of them. And basically what you want to do here is kind of get set up for flashing the bootloader images or the radio images here. And the way to do this is that I do have a few videos set up. So those of you who are kind of professionals at this already, they've followed, I guess, my videos, or they kind of know what they're doing. You probably already have your drivers installed for your phone. Now this is extremely important because I don't think you'd be up to updating your rooted phone if you haven't done this already, but maybe you're on a new computer and you've forgotten. This is a video I have in case you need that. Next up, you also need to install your platform tools, and I'm guessing a lot of you have already done that, especially if you've rooted your phone before. You've interacted with your phone using fastboot and or ADB. So this is kind of if you want to install it a different way. Now this way, for Windows at least, means you can add, you'll add it to the environment variable, the directory where the ADB and fastboot files are, and that means you'll be able to access ADB or fastboot from anywhere in the command prompt. So for example, if I just bring up a command prompt window here, I don't need to change the directory to access ADB or fastboot. So there we go, you can run all ADB and fastboot commands like so, without having to change directories to it prior. So that is pretty nifty, and that is for the Windows one. You can definitely do it on Mac OS and Ubuntu or Linux. You just add it to the path, I'm going to call it the environment variable as well, or the bin, I think. Yeah, the bin folder. So another thing is that if you don't want to actually go through this kind of, I guess, a little bit long installation process, although I do recommend this, you can definitely just download the platform tools, I guess, in a standalone format, and that will look a bit like this if I just grab the folder here and copy it over. So if you download the one for your platform, it'll look like this. Inside the zip file, they'll have a platform tools folder and pretty much all the ADB and fastboot files here that you need without having to download anything or anything special. Now you can see our phone here is rebooted back into the bootloader, so we've finished, definitely. We've flashed everything that we needed to. So this is where we go ahead and update our bootloader or radio images. So like I was saying, if you don't want to follow this video to set it up to match your environment variable, you can definitely download the platform tools, or the latest platform tools for your operating system from this developer.android.com website here. And basically what you can do is extract the files into the same folder as your images, and you can access it, change the directory of the command prompt window to access the ADB and fastboot files. So I'll show you that because another commentator left a new way to kind of access or change directories of the command prompt window without it being all that tedious on the latest Windows 10 Creator update, where they've actually removed the shift right click open command window here with the PowerShell window, which it's not very useful for us at this point. So once you've downloaded the platform tools here, just the 3 links here, choose one for your operating system, of course. You can come back here and open that zip up, and then these are the files that you want to extract. You want to extract the adb.exe, the 2 DLLs underneath here, the adb WinAPI DLL and the adb WinUSB API.dll. You also want to extract the fastboot.exe. You also want to extract the libwin pthread-1 DLL. You extract those 5 files into the same directory as your factory image. Now we can close this and we can open up our factory image. Now in the bootloader, it's always great to check what version your things are. Now if I just change the focus, maybe we'll be able to see it a little bit better. Just down here we have Angular 03.67, and we also have the baseband. So the first number was bootloader, stands for BL right there, and the baseband underneath is Angular 0381. Now when we open up our factory image and open up here, you can see that the radio is actually 0381, so that is the same, but the bootloader here is actually 0368 when compared to the one on our phone here where it says 0367. So obviously we'll probably want to update this. I might move the light over just so we can see it a little bit better. And from there, what we want to do is extract the bootloader image. Just like that, drag it outside so it comes out here. And if your radio needs updating, you can do the same thing. You drag the radio image outside, just like that. So now here are the steps to update the bootloader using fastboot. So I'll just minimize this and make it a little bit more pretty. Now what you want to do is open up command prompt window in the same directory as where our ADB and fastboot files are. So what we can do is actually open up or click on the address bar and type in cmd, and that'll open up a new command prompt window in our Android directory here, all set and ready for us. So I'm going to resize this a little bit. Now if you've done it following my videos, you can just open up any command prompt window and start using it. But if you don't want to set that up on your computer, you can just follow exactly what I'm doing here. So whichever way you use fastboot, this is the commands that you want to type. So to make sure our device is in fastboot, we can type in fastboot devices. There we are, that's our serial number returned. Once that is okay with you, what we need to do now is actually type in fastboot /bootloader, leave a space on the end right there, and drag in our bootloader image on top of the command prompt window and hit enter. Now once that is done, we need to reboot into the bootloader for it to take effect. So of course we can go back on our phone here and actually press the volume down button until we get to reboot bootloader. Press the power button to select it. Once that is done, we can go back and flash our images now. So we're going to flash the radio image, and I'll show you another way of, I guess, dragging and dropping the image as long as the command prompt window is a directory has been set to the same one as where all your files are. So you can press tab once you get the name of it. So you can type in fastboot flash radio, like so. That is our standard thing, and you can see that this the radio file name starts with radio. So I can type in RAD, there's nothing else called RAD, press tab, and that'll input the rest of the file name for us. And you can hit enter, and that'll flash it like that. But in the case that your command prompt window is not in the same directory as where your images are, you'll need to drag and drop those, or enter in the full path. And if there are any spaces in that path, you'll need to put inverted commas on either side as well. So there we are, that's our radio image flash as well, in case you need it. There's no harm in flashing the same files twice, especially if they're the same version, and if they're on the same partition as well, so no biggie there. Last but not least, we're going to reboot our phone here. Now I know this video has gone on for about 13 minutes now, so I'm going to press start, and that'll reboot our phone back into Android hopefully, where everything will be fine and dandy. So after that, we'll check on Magisk and its ability to bypass safety net still, and we'll check that it is still rooted. Now in the case that you lose root access after flashing Magisk like this, perhaps after a reboot or whatever it may be, of course double check that you don't have the BusyBox or systemless host enabled, because that does cause some bugs, I believe, from what I've read. And also, if you don't have those or either of those checked, you can actually just reboot back into TWRP and flash the Magisk zip file again, and that should solve all your problems. No worries. So we're going to wait for our phone to boot up here. We've already entered our pattern, so it shouldn't be too long. And once we are done with that, we'll just check again that everything is working fine. Okay, so our phone is booted back up already, and we'll just wait for it to start up. There we are. You can see in the notification shade that we're still completing our update. So I guess we'll just double check our build number. Scroll all the way down, we should see it is, we should see yes, it is on the 5th of May security patch level, and we are on the N2G47O. Fantastic, you can see all our data is still here, this is not a prank. And let's just check out Magisk, or Super SU if you're using that. You should see that this still works, and safety net still bypasses. If safety net does not pass, try going into the settings and just toggling Magisk hide like that, and then go back and see if that works as well, and it should. So from there we can also open up a root required application. You can see Flashfire opens up fine, and it does work as intended. There we are. So yes, you can see all our data is still here, nothing has changed, and everything is still intact. Got all my icons here. So there we are. We've updated a modded Nexus 6P. Whether you had the Pixel mod or not, you should be able to see that as well. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I will be uploading or making a channel update video later on. Hopefully I can explain some things and see how we're going on with the future of this channel. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.